We have some bold Cardano price predictions for you today. There's a lot of analysts who are saying 75 cents by the end of next month. But let's go beyond that. Let's go to the next bull run. Some are saying $5. Some are saying $10. I'm even hearing $30 Cardano. I have a very special guest in the studio. He's already shaking his head. He's going to douse me with cold water when I get too bullish. This is Discover Crypto.
Capital flight is coming to the United States. The dollar is going to zero.
And that's what makes Bitcoin so special.
You have to have gone through a couple cycles to understand.
Once the price is able to clear this level, the breakout is on its way.
This is your indication to jump in now.
Thank you for joining. We're joined today. He's dressed up in green, but you know what? Is this for the people who have, color blindness? They still think you're red?
Right. You know that dress that back in the day that caught?
Yeah, was it white and gold or blue and black or something like that? I saw
doing
white
that
and gold.
I really got on red today, ladies and gents. You're colorblind.
All right, so you just got in. When did you get in? Did you get in last night? You get
Yesterday.
in today? Okay,
Yeah,
you got in yesterday. Okay, how was Atlanta? You know, there's a lot. Atlanta's in the news. Sometimes not always for the best reasons. But how's Atlanta so far?
Water boys attacking me. The water boys.
Okay,
Got to keep the water boys off me.
All right. Well,
Douse them with some coffee.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what? Let's all take a little sip together. Do you have a drink?
I don't.
Can someone get Crypto Blood a drink?
Get me a drink. You got to go like around the corner, 5 miles. No, I'm real bougie with my coffee now. I don't want no office coffee.
We have a Starbucks across the street.
Starbucks ain't good enough.
Oh, wow. He's super bougie, y'all. Okay, well, Juan Valdez is my uncle, so I'll get some Colombian coffee beans. He'll come with the mule, and then we'll figure something out, folks.
Yeah.
But, we're going to talk some
origin.
Cardano. Of course, Cardano is just looking nuts. But first, let's kind of look at some other altcoins are also pumping today. We have Bitcoin moving up slightly, folks. It is up 1.7%. Ethereum's up about 1%. But let's look at what's really moving here. And Cardano is up 7% for the day. It's been about 10 seconds above 40 cents. So that felt good, you know. And then we have, let's see, Doge is moving, but the Avalanche is coming down like an avalanche. Avalanche is moving 18%. It is up 70% for the day. Do you have any Avalanche exposure?
A little bit. I actually like Avalanche. I need to get some more. I like to hold coins that I've done my research on, and I haven't done a lot of research on Avalanche. So,
you know what? The same thing. I think I just market bought some during a dip in 21. I think I bought some in the summer of 21. Yep, I was like, oh, this will, outperform second half of the year. And then I didn't sell into the November rally. But then you just kind of end up holding on to the coins. That is the problem when you have too many coins. You can't DCA in at the low prices during the bear market. And so then your average price ends up being kind of high.
Exactly.
But we have another big winner here. And I see the Mr. Kaspa walking around behind the camera. Kaspa is up 50% for the week, 20% for the day. Let's take a victory lap, Nick. Nick was pushed us into getting a Kaspa miner. How many months ago? It cost how many dollars, and has it paid for itself?
And I hold a couple hundred, man. I mean,
a couple hundred Kaspa, dude. We're minting Kaspa every day. We bought it. Gee whiz, when did we buy that Kaspa miner? I want to say July. Or maybe August.
Okay, so we bought a Kaspa miner during the summer. How much did it cost?
I think it was $8,000.
That is not cheap, everybody.
No.
$8,000 to just mine one crypto coin. Well, you started mining, it was definitely under a nickel. It was probably, around 2-3 cents?
I think it was 2 cents.
Okay, and Kaspa right now, 14 cents. So everything you were making on those days, you're up 7x.
Quick question,
Yes,
Nick.
sir.
Why the heavy conviction on Kaspa? Find a miner just like DZ
yellowing
said.
in 8K.
Just one coin that mines this network.
Yeah, so the box mines K heavy hash, which it can do other coins, but Kaspa's like really the only one that's on K heavy hash right now. If you're a Rust based, if your programming language is Rust in your crypto project, you're doing good.
Right.
And that's what Kaspa is, in addition to many other things.
So that was the main reason one
of the main reasons, and it has a big institutional support coming in droves, as we can all see. So people don't like the ASICs, and that's fine. You can make a case about decentralization, but no matter what, people are setting up institutional Kaspa mining farms, and they are incentivized to see the price go up.
What's the depreciation on that miner? I mean, as far
it's
as
probably up now. Well, no, because it's a graphics card, right?
No, it's an ASIC.
It's
It's basically an array of like 50 chips
Specialized.
inside of basically a wind tunnel between 4 fans.
How long will it last? I mean, until you'll need to buy another one. You think? With the
I mean, I don't think
profitability?
we'll buy another one ever. I think we're just going to let this one ride until all the Kaspa mission rate and the hash rate goes up to where it's completely unprofitable right now. But we're early. Like we got in super early. So we were
Nice.
mining like thousands of Kaspa a day when I first turned that thing on.
Round of applause to Nick.
Yeah. Round of applause. Hit that like button if you
So,
like Kaspa.
Nick
You know
Green
what?
DeMonte. Green DeMonte.
Yeah, man. It's
a little green
he's wearing
today.
green for
He's
a
wearing
reason,
green.
folks. So congrats, Nick DeMonte. Nick DeMonte bringing y'all the alpha months and months ago, seasons ago. We were
Yep.
trying to tell you about this.
Seasons
Sure
ago.
was.
So those who capitalize, take a little victory lap for yourself as well. All right, and
here
catch
to
them all.
get that
One quick
alpha,
question.
baby.
How much does it mine a day? I think he was going to look at those numbers this afternoon, and we might have some stuff for you in the basement. Maybe.
Yeah. I'll put it in the basement. And actually, I'll do a members only post on the community post.
Ooh.
Sign up.
It's around, I think it's 800 a day right
Okay.
now. But like when I said earlier, when we first got it, it was like thousands, many thousands a day.
Wow. Okay. So
So-
800 a day. You're looking at was it $96
Yeah,
a day? So looking
thereabouts.
pretty good. That's at that's at a 12 cents. So even more than that, over $100. So
Yep.
Yeah,
congrats,
nice.
Nix. Nicks. All
And
right.
just so we all know, Kaspa does not have a halving. Kaspa has a chromatic depreciation scale. So inflation's high right now, but it goes down. I believe it's every 90 days. The block reward is not cut in half, but it's cut by like 20%. So it goes down very, very fast.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, Nick brings up a good point. A lot of big money is going to be going into that coin. They're going to have a lot of people with expensive machinery, and they got to go somewhere. And if you want to look at some in the past where this has happened, when ETH switched what it required to mine Ethereum, a huge portion of these miners started mining ETH Classic. I think this was about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And then ETH Classic ended up just jumping in price. And so that's what we're seeing with Kaspa. You got $100 million worth of chips and you're mining a coin. You might end up making some moves in the background to make that coin a little bit more expensive. It becomes more expensive to mine, and it ends up
Shout
going up.
out to C90 for the welcoming to the Alliance
All right.
membership. That's what I'm talking about.
C90 with the T-Rex PFP. Use those little arms and go ahead, hit that like button. If someone else wants to join, go ahead and hit that join button there. You get exclusive perks. You get the cool emojis, and
I
we're
wonder
going to
what-
have Q&A.
If he's
streams.
talking about the C90, like the stuff you drink.
I don't know. Ask him. C90.
Let us know. What does
answer his
C90
question.
mean?
All right, one more big winner for the day, folks, and it is Render. Render is rendering a lot of wallets into the green here. It is up 24% for the day, but only 30% for the week. And if you look at some of these other coins, they have many.
Uh-oh.
Another Nick.
Nick
Hang on.
money.
Guys.
Uh-oh.
I was buying Render this time last year.
Okay.
And
All right.
I was talking-
Let's click on Render. Let's hit the 12 month. We'll hit the 1 year. Okay. All right. I would say Nick is doing pretty good. It looks like he got in, maybe in the 40s, 40 cents or so,
40
and now
cents.
looking at 320. So
That's right.
pretty good
Wow.
gains for the past 12 months here.
I was
so.
talking about it on Blockchain Basement this time last year too.
Why this? See, I like to get into people's head because he's coming with these hits, man. Why?
Yeah.
Why Render?
I don't miss, dude.
You don't.
I don't miss. Why Render? Okay, Render, first of all, huge backing by a bunch of Hollywood studios and 3D animation firms,
Okay.
including J.J. Abrams, his Bad
Ooh.
Robot company.
Creator of Lost. Okay.
Yep, Creative Lost. And I believe there is some backing by Marvel. So basically, they need compute power to render all of these gigantic high-end CGI scenes for movies and for Pixar movies and all the 3D animated movies. That's what Render does. It is, you're able to, in a secure way, hand out the rendering of
because
those
you have
scenes.
Right.
proprietary data.
Proprietary
we don't know
data.
what's Thanos going to do at the end of the movie.
They don't
You can't
want-
just
Right. That's
put
smart.
it out there
They
for
don't want
anyone.
people stealing the scenes and stuff
okay.
like that.
I like that play there. I like that
so,
play.
And then when they switched over to they were on ETH, and then they switched over to Solana,
Okay.
and
I remember that.
that was very bullish because Solana is the big corporate blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
That and AVAX, Solana and AVAX are the big corporate chains. They switched over. It's been all good. Render's going $80. There you go.
All right, and let me double down on that. So you see you have this big Marvel movie, and you're like, why does a Marvel movie 8 years ago, why does Lord of the Rings 20 years ago look better than movies coming out today? Well, not everything is going out to George Lucas, Industrial Light and Magic. They farm out a lot of this to AI, and I think the latest Marvel's movie was, getting screenshotted and stuff like that, and a lot of the Disney shows for Lucas has been getting screenshot, just how cheap it looks. I'm not saying Render is going to make cheap, content there, but sometimes they don't want to spend $300 million on the CGI for an action movie. Why not pay, a small percentage of that, and it just doesn't look quite as good.
In 1,000 years to render.
Yeah, yeah. And I think long term, where does this trend go? So where does it go long term for Render's price action? I think I'm talking myself into wanting to buy this coin. But speaking of a coin I wanted to buy, it is down a lot, and the Celestia is way down. I did predict we're going to see a little bit of a pullback there. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a rounding price action on the weekly here. If I click on it, we can kind of see, looks like we're getting a little bit of a curvature here. I mean, that doesn't look great for the weekly, right, Blood?
No, it looks like the support line is maybe broken there. But
yeah. And I think we're in all-time highs, so now it's like kind of in this price discovery zone. So we'll see. It's just such a new token. I think it's only about 15, 16 days old. All right, but let's talk about this BlackRock ETF. And then don't worry, we're gonna go to the charts, and we are gonna talk Cardano. We're gonna have I think we have a bucket of ice water for Crypto Blood. He's gonna throw it on me, and maybe short out the laptop.
You guys know I love
bullish.
Cardano. I love Cardano.
Now is that like a Alex Becker I love Cardano, or is that like, I have my own stake pool, I love Cardano? Like a Becker. Yeah, it's like a Becker. What are your thoughts on Alex Becker? I just watched his gaming video. I think I might because I'm making a gaming video, so I want to, I'm doing some research, and it's one of the top gaming videos right now. What are your thoughts on Alex?
I mean, I don't really follow him, but hey, gaming is where it's at. We need to get a gaming situation here, and
we might have to dust off the old
GT6 is coming. Grand Theft Auto GTA 6 is coming, baby.
Right, and
let's get it going.
The previous one came out like 10 years ago, so this game's going to have support for a long time.
I wonder if blockchain is going to be involved this time around.
There's a lot of rumors.
Yeah, it has been
a lot of rumors. I don't think initially, but I think if a number 3, number 4 game studio makes crypto super, super popular, that's when you'll see the APEC. With Fortnite, you'll see Rockstar Games with Grand Theft Auto. You'll see the bigger players. They'll eventually break into it. ZSS Becker is the man. His last video is pretty funny. He looks like Jim Carrey for Me, Myself, and Irene while acting like Dr. Disrespect. It's pretty.
Jim Carrey's one of my favorite comedians.
We're around the same age. I mean, it was 5. I remember watching In Living Color back in the day.
What you know about In Living Color?
It was one of my favorites, man. It was one of my favorites.
These got some soul, y'all.
Homie, don't play that. But you know what? BlackRock is
Where's
playing
my sock? I need my sock. When we talk about 8, I'm going to hit him in the head, ladies and gents.
Right there. All right. We could do a whole episode on In Living Color sketches there. Tommy Lee Davidson with his Kung Fu character. There's so many good characters on there. But let's talk about BlackRock here. Man. BlackRock filing a spot Ethereum ETF application with the SEC. I'm surprised we're not seeing more Ethereum pumping here. So Coinbase is going to serve as the custodian, and this is according to the form. We actually even pulled up the form, so this doesn't seem like the XRP ETF rumor. This one, I'm pretty sure, this is definitely confirmed at this point. And so they have it filed for a spot ETH ETF. Then it's saying the trust is going to seek to reflect generally the performance of the price of Ether. Coinbase is going to serve as custodian for its crypto holdings. What are your thoughts on this BlackRock ETF? Are you surprised we're not seeing more Ethereum movement? I think we only moved 1%. Yeah,
I think
it's down.
I think the ETF thing is played out now. We really need to see something happen. And if we don't, there's a risk to the downside. So
I would agree with that. I was thinking about that the other day. I think the ETF news, that XRP, now the SEC lawsuit was bigger news for XRP. I'm not going to say it wasn't even a complete victory. It was a partial victory. We saw XRP double in price.
Yes.
But then we got the fake XRP ETF, 65 cents to 75 cents. So we went from a 45 to 90. And then with this latest rumor, a 10-cent bump. And I kind of agree with you. The balloon of ETF gas is just deflating, and now it just doesn't bring us. We're not laughing off of it as much anymore.
It's not that first hit, baby. And chasing that first hit.
Yeah, man.
Can't get it.
I've never did. What is it? Whippets. I never did those. It seemed like the worst idea in the world.
Whippets? No, never heard of that one.
I do like the Devo song though. Whip it good. Well, Gensler is trying to whip crypto into submission here. He's repeatedly refusing to confirm whether the regulator considers ETH a security or a commodity. Though in 2018, he stated that the SEC considered it sufficiently decentralized that it doesn't qualify as a security. This was around the same time he said Avalanche is really great tech. At this time, Gensler appeared to be reflecting the opinion from William Hinman, where we got the much maligned Hinman emails from, where it looks like, maybe there's some back channel communications between the SEC and Ethereum. But, back channel communications, you don't think it happens with BlackRock? You don't think it happens with JP Morgan? You don't think it happens with Bank of America? There's always back channel communications.
Of course.
But it makes a great headline and it makes crypto look bad.
Their back channel communications are usually at the country club.
Yeah, it's on the golf course.
It's on the golf course.
Yep. It's on the back nine after they've had a couple devilish beverages. The first nine, it's it's a little more congenial, right?
Correct.
But then towards the end, hey, we're getting loose. All right, I'll shake on the deal.
Yep, exactly. Couple old fashions in your system. Couple cigars.
You look like you might be dressed to go maybe play some golf in a little bit. You got the stylish green on.
Not with this hat. I need a Titleist hat on, ladies and gentlemen.
Do we have any other Michigan folks in the house? Shout out to Michigan.
Yeah, I'm from the D. I'm from Michigan. I'm not a state guy, though, ladies and gents. Don't get it confused. It's Go Blue over here.
Go. All right. Well, did you like... you like the Pistons? You're Detroit across the board.
No,
you like the Lions, the Pistons?
Any team that has red, I like.
Okay. What about Washington Commanders?
I like U of M.
Does that count anymore? They used to have red skin. I don't know if that counts.
Oh.
Well, that's just what the team was called, bud. I'm just going what the team was called. All right. You know what? Cleveland Indians has a much more uncomfortable logo compared to the Redskins logo. The Redskins logo was regal. The Redskins logo looked like it was on a coin already. Then you got the Cleveland Indians. It's like someone like drawing at the carnival.
Do they still have is that their name still?
Isn't it? I don't know. I'm out of the loop with the changing of names and stuff. Is it the still? I think
Let
it's
us
still
know.
The Cleveland Indians still. All right. Let's.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also like the Gamecocks. I mean, there's worse ones, folks. This shout out to Georgia here. But let's talk about the SEC. One more SEC thing with the ETH ETF. They're postponing the decision on Grayscale's ETH ETF rule change here. Grayscale trying to kind of cut the line. They're saying, hey, we want to turn this futures to a spot. They're trying to convert Ethereum Trust. I'm sorry, the trust into an ETF. The judge didn't order them to give them proposal green light, but rather ordered the body to re-examine the application it originally denied. So the judge said, you got to go back and put a magnifying glass on it one more time, but then they're going to have time to delay that. And so more and more looking like we're seeing a mass ETF approval in January or March. I'm going to be ready for that bullish event, though. You got your bags packed, or are you still packing? I'm still packing.
I'm still packing, but again, I think the impact is going to be much smaller than it was leading up to it, right? I think a lot of the gains have been priced in from this ETF. So, I'm thinking maybe another 10% when we actually get the news, wherever we are when we get the news. But
it's the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
Horrible.
That is horrible. That is terrible. You know what? You
guys deserve to lose every game this year.
I don't want everyone voting on these types of things. I want people who have skin in the game to vote on this. And it's my understanding the Native American community liked the Redskins. So I just want to go with what they would want.
I didn't know that.
Not what a liberal arts major in San Francisco thinks.
Wow.
But,
so okay.
That's just my 2 cents. But you know what? Speaking of 2 cents, we need to get the BitLab's 2 cents here. You might have little headphones over there.
He's been anxiously waiting.
Man,
pacing back and forth.
Yeah, wiping the blood off his chin.
Man.
Let me tell you something.
Another great reference. Oh, man. Fire Marshal Bill. Shout out to, fire safety. We like to support fire safety across all realms. One of my favorite ones, I can't say it. It's the actor. She's a extra on roles of movies. And they say, someone get this out of the way. And that's her entire movie career. And it's like, she's like on speaking about inside the actor's studio. She's like, tell me what's going through your head in the scene. But sorry, that's this very small reference that very few people will get. But what do we have for the charts, Kelly?
Well, you guys have been talking about some Cardano magic, and I figure we'll start with that, and then we'll roll in.
Cardano, the biggest mover of the top 10. I mean, some saying a cool down, a reversal is likely. It's going to happen. It's a must. What do you say? I mean, can we keep going up? I mean, can we turn 40 cents into support?
Well, there's been some dynamic changes with the underlying sort of signals that do show some incredible bullishness. But Is it a little bit time right now for a little bit of a cool off? Looking at this chart, I just want to point out this is a 3-day chart, ADA to USDT, and I also want to pull up the ADA to ETH and ADA to Bitcoin chart here in a bit too. But this looks eerily similar to the Chainlink chart that we saw, where we had the basically pullback here, or bear market, I should say, much larger than a pullback. But basically, it's created a range here. And I just want to point out two things. Now, does this mean it's bearish? No, not necessarily, because one of the things we could see with the BitLab trading stack, all this negative momentum to the downside with very small moves to the upside. But what we can also notice here, all the way from this little wave all the way back here, we can see that the momentum waves have been coming higher and higher. In this case, I mean, the highest yet. And we're seeing that the price action is not yet, couldn't quite get up to this high here. This high here, 45 cents. I talked about this on the BitLab daily stream earlier that we do live just before the Discover Crypto show on the BitLab channel. We see that this is the level that I'm looking at as kind of like the gateway to the true gains we're going to see in ADA. So if you feel like you missed this move because you did and you didn't see the W formation, and you didn't see this momentum wave coming up, and you didn't see that the stochastics had fully reset and we're driving up with the bullish divergence. If you miss this, it's okay. Remember, you never really miss a move unless you're completely out of the market or, counter trend, irresponsibly. In this case, we still have this gateway right here. It's okay if you want to be a little bit more cautious. Watch for the breakout of this 45-cent zone. Now, we are looking on the 3-day, like the stochastics are fairly overheated. The momentum wave's starting to round out. The RSI is angled to the downside a bit, and we're seeing all this bearishness here on the dashboard here on the BitLab Trend Fuel. So again, I'm watching for this zone. It doesn't mean we can't hit it and break through it, but this is just an obvious roadmap. Go ahead.
Well, or two quick questions. What is the price range of the top of that range, and what date did it enter the range?
It entered the range, which the range was not formed yet, but it entered the range right here about 44 or 45 cents. And then it broke down, created the first base here.
When?
The first base was, let me move this thing right here. The date was December 27th, 2022. And it entered this range
11 months ago. Wow. Yeah. So Chainlink was a 500-day range. So you're saying this is right around a 320-day range, 330. Still very powerful.
Well, 413 days if we call from when it entered. If we call from the bottom, if we call from the where the first bottom was formed, then that's 326 days. So I'm just pointing out that this is a lot of bullish exuberance. What we want to see, everybody always wants price to just do this. What we want to see is at some point a rise, retrace, continuation, whether we get all the way up here and have the retrace continuation, or we fully break it and have the continuation. Either way, we're starting to get to the point where if you're just buying this because you don't want to miss it, fine, go ahead and do that. But be aware that if you do buy, don't buy here and get fudded out and sell on a small pullback here. As a market as a whole is starting to get very, very exuberant. Like, as I said, TA right now, it can start getting a bit irrational as we're seeing those inflows to the market. Now, you did mention something I want to point out. You said something about a $5 Cardano. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah. We're going to get into some articles, but yeah, we have some price ranges. 75 cents is the first one, and then we got 3, 5, I think 10 and 30.
Well, here we go. So 75 cents would be roughly the bottom of this range right here. It's right at 77 cents. So that makes sense. The $5, what we are doing for that, what somebody's looking at is taking a Fibonacci from the top of this range to the bottom of the bottom of this market cycle, and the 1.618 is right at $4.99. So that's a I think a very doable target. And I don't think that's necessarily going to be the top, but I think achieving $5 in the next market, full bull trend in 2024 into 2025, I think is very doable, and more likely somewhere in here in the $6 to $8 range, somewhere, for a conservative top. But I do want to also look because we don't want to just look at the US dollar pairings. This is what it looks like on Ether. This is ADA compared to Ether, and we're coming right into this range right as we speak in terms of how the price is performing relative to Ether. Because we have to remember, DZ, everybody out there watching right now, first ask yourself, did you hit the like button? We got some more charts to go over, but hit that like button, because when you're looking at altcoins, it's great to have a diversified portfolio, but if you're buying altcoins just because they look good relative to the US dollar, you may be doing yourself a disservice, because there may be other coins that maybe even have less risk at the current time frame that may be performing better. Cardano is looking like it's trying to reverse and start outperforming ETH as well. We've had a massive downtrend. It's starting to reverse. We also see
don't tell Ben Cowan this, because he really likes that ETH dominance and Bitcoin dominance, ETH dominance for the alts. I definitely, now what is this? Is this the daily, the weekly, the 3-day? What chart are we looking at this ADA ETH?
This is Cardano. Both of them were 3 days. So this is a Cardano Bitcoin chart.
Very macro.
And we have some bullish divergence here as well. So we're looking really good here. Now, I want to shift gears for a moment and come over here to, I think it was Kaspa, because Kaspa has been absolutely ripping. And looking at Kaspa, man, I mean, what do? You got no previous price history. How could you even forecast what's going to happen? All you can do is take a fib.
Baby.
All you got to do is pull a happy fib, baby. Hit it from the top, pull that happy fib like Bob Ross, and go from the top of this range to the bottom.
Happy little bush, huh?
Yeah, happy little bush.
You got to do it in the voice, though. You got to do it in the Bob Ross voice.
In this case, we're going to do a happy little brush here. And we can see the happy brush says right here, the 4.618 is 15.5 cents. Are we going to achieve it? We're starting to show a little bit of signs of weakness coming into it, but these candles are teal. Teal candles suggest a lot of buying pressure. So, I mean, things are really looking good in terms of the long term for Kaspa. I think we are going to have a point that we do cool off, something like this. Hopefully we don't like this, but it's possible. Looking good. Look for your opportunities on a dip on this. Now, AVAX also absolutely ripping, but what has it done so far? This is Cardano, AVAX. Sorry about that. Come over here. Here's the last chart we're going to look at, and then we're going to throw it back to the news. But absolutely ripping. Looking here on the daily, it's taken out some key levels that we're looking at here. And this is from this point to this point, projected out. This is, look at where price action got a little rejection from and then pushed higher. Now we're sitting right in that order block range of the previous price action. And so we want to make sure that we're not just getting over exuberant. I do think at some point we're going to come back and test down here into the 19, maybe a little bit low 18, test this previous resistance as support, but things are looking good for AVAX. I love AVAX going into this next bull run. Again, we're showing some signs of weakness. So watch for that pullback, dip buying opportunity. That's what I'm feeling. Make sure, by the way, you called out Render in our BitLab Discord, in the premium Discord. John Dalton, one of the pro traders in there, absolutely phenomenal trader, called this perfectly. This was just a victory lap chart that he posted this several days before. Look at this call, and this is 100% played out exactly as expected, as Carl from the Moon would say. But get in there, check out BitLab Academy, join us. We got a huge promotion going out next week. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter here. Just scroll down on bitlabacademy.com. Sign up. There's going to be a really great deal coming out this week. But that's all I got. Hope everybody's feeling good. Market's moving. I'm feeling bullish.
I think Blood has a question real quick.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, big fella. Hold on, big fella.
You don't know me. You don't know me. You guys want to come over to my place for dinner later?
Put the jacket back on, Kelly. I got some more questions for you.
What you got, baby?
All right, so don't salute yet. Okay, we're not out of here yet. Question: are you watching Bitcoin's volume as we inch higher? I'm seeing that we're fading on the volume. Can you speak to that?
You know what? I can't believe your boy didn't even do the Bitcoin charts. I got so excited with all these alts pumping.
Yep, there you go.
So Bitcoin, this is something everybody needs to pay attention to. Let me go ahead and make this larger.
It's almost like a megaphone pattern.
We got this. I've been talking about this support, now resistance. We're having this deviation above, now below. And interestingly, we didn't change any structure here. This is a level ultimately I'm really watching right now, this 38.8, because we have this rising level of resistance and this more macro level of resistance coming into confluence with each other right here in the middle of an order block. So there, I wouldn't be surprised if it actually came up in here, even deviated a little higher before it reverses down, if it's going to reverse. If we really push by this, I think there's going to be a lot of short liquidations, and we might teleport rather quickly up to the $42,000, $44,000 range. But we're watching that level because right now we do have a broadening wedge. And interestingly, look at this. Price action lost this more macro diagonal trend line we just talked about. And we tried to hold it, but we're coming back down. If we lose this level, I'm watching 34,150 basically. If we lose that, that's when we come down to this level I've been painting out for about 2 or 3 weeks now, down to the $32,000, $33,000 level. The volume, yes, the volume has kind of dropped on average, but we're starting to see the peaks. We're starting to see the peaks kind of inch up here just with these peaks right here. They are inching up, but it's not, it doesn't look like it's follow through volume. It looks like it's just spikes and, you know, almost.
Yeah, it's a Larry Fink fat finger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like like a newer I don't think it's BlackRock. Yeah, I'm just thinking, you know, probably an institutional trader. You know, well, you know, we won't impact it too much, will we? Or, you know, it could just be those whales taking some profits.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say, we do have bearish divergences on here. It doesn't mean price has to go down. It just means that things are acting a little uncertain right now. Watch that 38.8. And if we lose these levels, ultimately, I'm looking for a great buy opportunity down into the 32. But that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling. And you're still invited.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Everybody go check out the BitLab. Get in that Discord. You already saw the render call, folks. Thank you very much. Now we give you the salute.
Adios, muchachos.
All right. Yeah, the Bitcoin making some moves there. Yeah, volume. Good point out on the volume there. Volume starting to diminish. So it does, you know, look like, hey, if we do go down, touch some of those levels, maybe I'll go ahead and deploy some of the Solana capital. I sold Solana at 65. I'm going to be real public. I sold a little, small amount, token amount, very small percentage, but I want to try. It was only 5. This is an experiment. I'm going to try to turn that 5 Solana into like 10 Solana or 6 Solana. So I'm literally just trading this 5. We're going to see how it goes. I'm tracking it all on my Solana wallet.
Yeah, more people need to do that. Portfolio rotate, right?
Yeah.
Out of their gains and balance your portfolio out. So, I mean, if you have an ideal percentage you want for each token, keep it at that percentage. As your portfolio grows, rotate out to keep that percentage at the same marker. That's a good way to keep that stacking those sats, in my opinion.
KO Kev, should I sell Bitcoin just in case? It depends on what your time frame is. Are you trying to turn 0.1 into 0.15? Yeah, then sure. Are you a 2-year holder, you know, trying to sell into the top? I wouldn't bother with it. Man, I wanted to read that comment. Hey, what's going on, Big Hands Dan? All right, folks, we're going to talk about Cardano, but first we have Messari's State of L1s quarter over quarter. This is Q3 report. And speaking of L1s, we're going to be looking at a Cardano fact or two here. So this is the ecosystem overview of L1s. Again, this is from Messari. They do a lot of good research these days. You know, they got a little bit of flack for sleeping on a couple ecosystems there. Could we go back to the previous screen there so we could just get maximum amount? Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's kind of a information dense chart here. All right, number 1, we got Ethereum, followed by BNB, followed by Cardano, followed by Solana. This is going by ecosystem overview, DeFi total value locked. ETH, you know, far and above, beating everybody. Solana, you know, even beating Cardano. Avalanche beating Solana. So don't just go by market cap here. This one I wanted to look at average daily NFT buyers. Oh, NFTs are dead. Well, there's 12,000 buyers on Ethereum. Average volume in the millions here. But keep going around. Look at Polygon, 11,000 NFTs. Then tied for number 3, we have Solana and BNB. But Cardano's not dead either. Cardano coming in at 1K there, as is Tezos, and as is Wax. Let me roll up a little bit there. Wax. People still use Wax, I guess.
Yeah, they're like number 2.
It's insane. Do you have I have a too big of like I have some Wax from early 21.
Yeah.
Sold some, and I sold my Wax on KuCoin, but I had a Wax wallet that I forgot about, and I just kind of discovered it.
I still got a lot of Wax. I need to clean my ears out.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. There's one more thing I want to look at here. Stablecoin market cap. Look at the stablecoin market cap for ETH compared to ETH coming in 65 billion, folks. BNB 5 billion. Cardano only 16 million, folks. But that's going to take us to this next chart right here. Stablecoin market cap. Who was the biggest winner? It was Cardano, quarter over quarter. So it featured L1s for a third straight quarter. Cardano stablecoin market cap up 463% year to date.
Yeah, but see, that means nothing to me, to be honest with you. That means nothing. That just means a lot of people are speculating in that coin, in my opinion.
Well, I'll say this: Cardano doesn't really have a good stablecoin. You know, one of the more popular ones isn't even a stablecoin. It's Djed, and if we go to Djed right now, it's not going to be $1. Let's actually see what it's going for.
So you equate the market cap with ADA having more correlation to activity because they don't have a stablecoin?
DeFi will get much more popular if you have a stable coin that's stable versus one that's like from 95 cents to $1.05. You know, hey, maybe you're getting out at $1.05 and buying 90. It's like extra risk.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's enough risk in DeFi. We don't need more risk. Look at the price chart here on the 90-day, as high as 110 all the way back here, and as low as 96 cents, which is pretty close to where we're at now. We're at 98.5. So you round up to 99 cents. So it's a 99-cent stable coin. People want a little bit more stable than that, though. That's my two.
I like to, if you bring up my screen, I have DApp Radar up, and if you take a look at the chains, look that chains link, top blockchains, I like to sort it by transactions as I have it sorted right now. And this really gives you, to me, a better view of the coins that have the most value, not just price or money, in it from a market cap perspective, DZ. This is more so showing you what is going on the blockchain. Solana killing it.
Yeah.
But look at Wax right under it.
Yeah.
Not too far. Only about 10 million off on transactions volume. So I like to look at
the alien worlds.
I know.
It's just alien worlds and like
so you got Near, Hive, BNB. I have a lot of BNB and do a lot of transactions on BNB actually. So that's one way, guys, for the long haul. You can look at something like this type of metric to figure out what bags you want to hold long term. And hey, I was a hater of Solana for the longest because I called it Windows 95. Yeah. It was giving us the blue screen to death every 5 minutes. But it looks like they're getting their act together. They have the volume. Maybe the next Ethereum, bro.
My Solana journey was lover to hater to trader. I would say it would be kind of my journey on that. Army Piper with the $2 super chat. I love this show setup. Thank you very much. As far as Cardano stable, I think USDM will push it pretty far. I think it's related with the midnight. I think that's where the M. Someone double fact check me on that one. So once we have that going, I think it'll take off from there. And IOG just recently acquired is working with Cody, which is behind the Djed stablecoin, COTI. You can buy Cody on Coinbase if you want a little exposure to some Cardano DeFi there. All right, well, speaking of Cardano, let's do some price predictions here, folks. You ready for the ADA price prediction? Cardano price prediction, it could hit 75 cents by December. We just broke that down. That is the top of that range that we were pointing out with Kelly. So thank you, Kelly, kind of setting that up for us there. And also, there's this tweet right here from the article. Cardano's consolidation trend eerily mirrors the 2018-2020 phase without the crash that we saw in March 2020. If so, Cardano could break this 45 cents resistance by the first week of December. The upswing could send ADA to 75 cents by late December. Do you think it's possible for us to break that resistance and just teleport to 75 cents? Does Cardano have what it takes to have that type of explosive move?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you know the answer to that, right?
Well, not what you think personally. Okay, let me ask. Can the ADA community...
ADA's going 75 cent minus $5. That gives us negative $4.25. That's where ADA's going. I'm looking at you right there. That's where it's going.
All right. Well, there's the first bucket of cold water I got. All right. I'm a little, I'm already drenched here.
No, but on a serious note, what are you saying?
I was going to say, let me rephrase it a way that you might like it a little bit better.
Be a little bit more objective.
Can the Cardano community be irrational enough to push it to 75 cents if we break the 45?
Absolutely. Okay. We can go to $1.
Hit that like button if you're a rational Cardano community member, just like
I believe Alan Greenspan called it irrational exuberance, and that is something that the Cardano family has a lot of.
All right. Shout out to the Clinton appointee. All right. Now let's get into the moonshot price target. All right, so the 75 cents, that's the more realistic bull case for the short term here. I think it's, it's a lot of headwinds for that to happen. You're going to need Bitcoin pumping. You're going to need some like back channel SEC altcoin stuff
sure
probably happening. But yeah, we break through. Yeah, we could be irrational enough. We spike up like that. I don't think I'm selling, like I should sell some at 69 cents and we start running up. I probably wouldn't because I am that irrational Cardano community member.
That's fine.
All right.
Gotta have faith in something.
Sell ADA if it goes lower. Period. They said. All right, that's two personas.
If you don't have faith in God, you gotta put some faith in the ADA, right? Is that how it goes? That's the same.
Andreas, I don't think it's Antonopoulos. Man, this guy's hating on the best coin after Bitcoin way too much here.
Oh man. All right.
He said it's the best coin after Bitcoin.
Excuse me. Yeah, darn it. That's crazy.
On some decentralized metrics, it can't compete with Bitcoin. When you look at the stake pool operators, how many there are, I mean, it has some positive aspects, right? Some?
Of course.
One? Okay.
Yeah, of course. I'm just, we're not going to go in a long-winded conversation about why crypto blood doesn't like ADA, but hey. You got flavors, 31 flavors in crypto, baby. You pick one.
He went to Charles's ranch and accidentally stepped in buffalo dung, and he's had it out for him ever since. Man.
No, Charles smokes cigars like I do, and he didn't give me one. That's why I have this vendetta against him.
Okay, so it's a personal vendetta against Charles. So
that's what it is, guys. You got to hear first.
Okay, so you went to his ranch? Is this real? I don't know what's real and what's not anymore.
No, I actually met him, talked to him down in Wyoming at a political conference. I forgot the name of it, but like an independent conference.
Con, I think it was.
And no, it's cool guy, man. I didn't realize he was so young, bro. He's
younger than us.
Yes, he's younger than us.
Some would say, I mean, if I had more follicle strength, they would say,
I think that guy is a reincarnation of someone else.
Did you see all the AI images of Charles Hoskinson?
Yeah.
Those were fantastic. We love those. All right, now let's get into this Moon Boy fantasy price target for Cardano. Talking like $10 targets. We even have a scenario for a $30 Cardano. And this article references anyone who's on X and follows Cardano content knows this account, Lucid. Shout out Lucid. This will probably find his way to him. Lucid, you made it, man. You're in the articles like you're ADA whale. How does it feel? Go ahead, pat yourself on the back there. Cardano price predictions for 2024. Can ADA reach $10 or even $30? And again, we're going to spell out how it can hit 30. So far, it looks like ADA has moved up around 50% amid the increasing adoption, as well as TVL going up on its DeFi platform. Price predictions for 2024, however, are increasingly bullish. Now, my price prediction for all-time high Cardano next cycle is 2025. Cardano moves weird with Bitcoin, so it's hard to predict the month, but I'm definitely coming in 2025, not 2024. Nice. So here we have the TVL on the DeFi has seen a significant increase on Cardano. So one of the reasons why we might see a pump here, it started out just under 200 million ADA, is right now reached 682 million ADA, according to DeFi Llama. Also, we're seeing, a lot more, according to DeFi Llama, you're seeing a lot more Cardano staked within the network, with the just staking through your wallet there. Last time I checked, when I did a video on it a couple weeks ago, I'll say it was 3 point something billion, something like that. No, 7 billion. It was around $6-7 billion worth stake there. I don't know what it'd be in Cardano. Another price prediction from cryptocurrency analyst Lucid pointed to the $30 mark next year, which would mean a surge from over 9,000 from the current prices, 9,000%. Where is he getting this from?
These are dangerous tweets.
So, well, this is where he's getting his tweet. When he explains it this way, I'm not going to say it seems likely, but I could see a reason on why this plays out. I could see it's not just darkness. I can see a pinpoint of light at the end of the tunnel where they got this. Some say moonshot fantasy, some say inevitability. Where do you come in? All right, Bitcoin proved to the world that a $1 trillion market cap is attainable. Even with Ethereum, with all its issues, it hit 500 billion or half a trillion. With inflation, the crypto market as a whole will be worth 10 trillion within the decade. Cardano going for the 100x. So Cardano, if you look right now, let's see, what is its market cap? Cardano's coming in at a 13, is that the trade? Yeah, $13 billion market cap. So saying if we hit 1 trillion we're getting some pretty bullish price targets there. So it's not quite 100x. It's more like what is that? 13 would go into 100 around 7, so 70. It's closer to a 70x, not 100x from these levels. 7 times 4. Okay, I mean we're looking at $28. Yeah, close to a $30 Cardano.
Insane, irrational exuberance. Go look it up.
What do you think? Well, can ETH hit 1 trillion next?
Of course.
Cycle? Okay,
of course.
so where do you think Cardano comes in market cap next cycle?
I think it loses. I think it goes down in the rankings next market cap or next
so
cycle.
Falls out of the top 10
because like the next cycle they really have to show improve. Like I need to see more things going on within the community and things growing. And so I think the next cycle is a show improve for the top 10. And so that shuffling of the top 10 may happen for sure. But hey, it's all good, bro.
All right.
It's
well, I'm going to disagree.
Yeah, of course.
And well, I'm not really disagreeing here. I'm kind of playing both ends here. I'm going to say trillion almost seems plausible.
Okay.
Bullish. Right. And then just type in bullish all caps. That way people don't know I'm like coming in halfway. Like, yeah, I'm leaning a little more bullish here.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we'll see. Only time will tell, guys.
Shout out to Lucid. Yeah, if he's the one who's holding accounts responsible here.
I think again, I was wrong about Solana. I think Solana is going to definitely give ETH a run for its money if it can continue to stay up. Like I'm a crypto OG. I was all about uptime. You got to be up 99.99% of the time, and that was something that hit me kind of different when I kept seeing Solana go down, DZ. But if they've gotten, with the upgrade, they say they've gotten it all together. I'm just saying, bro, Solana looks like it may really give Ethereum a run for its money.
Crypto Crank. LOL, Tron has more value than ADA. Remove Justin Sun from the equation, redo the math, and come back at me. Let's see. Yeah, Tron is Justin Sun.
He's saying that Tron has more value than ADA?
Total value locked. It's Tron's number 2, actually, after ETH.
Someone said earlier that ADA is going to be the new EOS. I was very bullish on EOS. It's, I think, a dead coin.
Wax kind of came from that, right?
Wax did come from EOS. EOS.io. Yeah.
All right. So let's just go, before we go over to the next topic where we start talking some Bitcoin here, let's just throw out, what is your price target for 2025? Where is Cardano going to reach? I think there's going to be a lot of sell pressure from a 2x from the previous all-time high. So I'm coming in below $10. But I do think, it could triple. So I think 9 is attainable, but I'm more like a 750-ish range here.
I would probably say $3.
You don't, can it at least pass $3.09? Can it make a new all-time high and hit 310?
Okay, 310.
Okay, so new all-time high, but barely.
Yeah, I was thinking in the back of my head the all-time high was somewhere around $3. That's why I picked $3. So it may get close, BJ.
Chat, let us know where you think it's going to go.
Close, but no cigar.
All right, and we also have Josh on the in the sidelines here. I think Josh is here to talk about the APEC summit. Josh, is it the APEC? Give me the head nod if it's the APEC. Oh, you know what? I guess I could do this, maybe. Wait. BJ wasn't ready, folks. BJ wasn't ready. We might, well, you know what? Let's just run through this Bitcoin stuff real quick. Maybe get your take on this as well, Josh. 70% of Bitcoin supply lies dormant for a year or more. It was old coins ruling the system. Those old crypto blood Mt. Gox era coins ruling the system here. So sign of a maturing market.
Yep.
This I found pretty interesting. There's that Bitcoin wallet software that people found the exploit. And the exploit was they didn't pull from enough, I think, words for their seed phrase. If I'm not mistaken, there's still $1 billion in old Bitcoin wallets vulnerable to these exploits. Unciphered published this research here, and it's stems from a secure random function found in a certain JavaScript library. Weaknesses in browser implementations of this math random function. So essentially, like instead of pulling from all the numbers, every integer in the world, it's like, well, now we're just pulling from a finite number, and then it's just easily cracked. Instead of taking 1 million computers, 38,000 years to crack, it's like your laptop can do it in 2 days. I don't know if that's the actual math, but it's, essentially the gist here. So people that got old Bitcoin, I'm guessing most of this is lost, can be recovered. $1 billion in Bitcoin might be recovered, stolen out of these wallets because the wallets were crappy. Pretty crazy there. But all right, Josh, we're here. We're going to talk about the APEC summit. That's where G is at. Now, Josh, were you helping the sidewalk cleanup efforts out there? Oh, wait, I can't hear him. Up, muted on his side. Yep. I see the spikes, I think. Maybe not. Got anything, BJ? They're saying we don't. You know what, Josh? We'll play around with that again, and we'll get back to you. Maybe test BJ or someone just give me the thumbs up. All right, Janet. We're talking about the APEC summit. It is in San Francisco. Janet Yellen. They're bringing up crypto at this APEC summit. I mean, this is a pretty important summit. We got Xi Jinping there. If that kind of gives you any indication there. Biden also went there. Newsom, he's there, was slicking back his hair.
Is he following Chinese kids again?
No. See, they want Xi Jinping to play an American in basketball, fall on him, turn him over, and give him a weird spank.
Oh, yeah. I can see that happening.
I saw Scott Adams had a pretty good joke. It's like Xi Jinping landed in America, immediately disrespected us. You land in a country, you follow their customs.
Right.
You might eat their food, you might wear their garb. Well, Xi Jinping, when he landed, he was supposed to fall down the stairs of his plane, and he didn't do it. He should have followed our custom. World leaders falling down plane steps.
That's
very disrespectful.
Fantastic. That was my Trump impersonation. Not good. Okay.
You got to do this. And then maybe. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
We don't want to throw that up.
All right. Well, all right. Looks like he's working on it over there, folks. Janet Yellen says unbacked crypto assets to be discussed at APEC Summit in San Francisco. Unbacked crypto assets.
Is that where Jake from State Farm is that right now?
No, I was just joking. But you know what? Who knows, man? He's always like rubbing elbows with politicians. I wouldn't be surprised if he was, maybe in the motorcade.
I'm going to call him Jake from State Farm.
All right. Well, APEC is a regional economic forum established back in the 80s to promote trade and economic integration against the Pacific there. Asian Pacific Economic Consortium. I can't remember exactly what it stands for. APEC members, it's a lot of countries here. We're talking about Australia, Canada, China, Chile, Japan, South Korea, Mexico, Peru, Russia, Singapore, Taiwan, Thailand, the U.S., and Vietnam. Wait, Taiwan's not even wait a minute. Anyways. Whoa. One
stepping on toes
state
now.
policy. Hey, I'm just going by what our government says, not me. In an interview at the G20 back in February, Janet said the U.S. working with other governments on crypto regulations. Now, Josh, I think we might be good. Maybe I have to sign in again. I don't know. Josh, can I hear you?
He looks frozen.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Yep.
Maybe not. I don't know. His dog chewed the wire, everybody. That's what that was. All right. Also on the Yellen tip here, lawmakers press Biden and Yellen for detailed report on the crypto activity linked to Hamas. We saw essentially a lot of misinformation being reported on the millions that were supposedly raised. And blockchain analytics firms looked into it, and it's like, no, you just included a DEX's volume. Literally just lying. There's like $7,000 worth of like some random crypto in there.
Yeah.
So end up, but what they said was, well, it looks like they're receiving, $41 million here, $93 million there. But then they're saying, hey, we acknowledge conflicting reports from analytics firms that challenge these numbers. So one is like, hey, I'm an analytics firm. Here's a detailed report. Here's the ether scans. Here's the addresses. Here's, showing all the funds. And I got the arrows and like the little spider web chart. And here's my evidence. They're saying, okay, well, that's one end of the evidence. Well, on the other side, we have Elizabeth Warren tweeted.
I am
weight.
Indian. I'm Native American.
Yeah.
That's what she said, right?
Well, yeah, we have the person who, has been colorful with the truth in the past, I guess. Yeah, but those two aren't the same. One is literal. One's a literal tweet. It's hearsay. And one is like a detailed report.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying, yeah, well, we'll acknowledge that exists. But yeah, you need to look at these numbers. It's a load of bull pocky. Excuse my language there. But now in the letter, lawmakers are asking the government to disclose the number of wallets linked to Hamas and other terrorist organizations that it is identified, as well as the balance of those wallets. Furthermore, the letter asks whether the U.S. government was blocked or seized any of these assets and asked for other related details. They're like, oh, wait a minute. People are asking questions. Can we at least get some wallet balances instead of just lying and making up numbers from our butt? In the spirit of Cleveland, Warren is now a guardian.
That's a good one. Shout out to Mr. Techno Goody.
Techno Goodies, one of the ones. Yeah,
that's a good one.
He brings the good ones.
That's a good one.
Letter signed by more than 50 lawmakers, including Tom Emmer, Patrick McHenry, and only one Democrat has signed a letter. Richie Torres, well known for his past support for pro-crypto legislation.
Yeah.
I'm increasingly becoming a one-issue voter, and it might just be crypto, folks. So
yeah, I hear you. So you're voting Republican.
More than likely. I mean, if it's, if it's Nikki Haley versus RFK, let's just say they happen to make, hey, you don't have to be independent anymore. I would 100% vote for RFK over Nikki Haley.
We got almost 300 likes. 300 likes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get those likes up, ladies and gents.
But I tell you what.
I want to just jump back really quickly to the Bitcoin conversation.
Yeah.
And the old wallet.
Yeah.
We will get to a point. This is something that's maybe not a problem right now, but at some point, when we do start to get to that point of quantum, computers, right? And decrypting a lot of the cryptographic technology we have today, at some point, we're going to have to upgrade all those wallets, right? And I'm just wondering, like, at what point is it too late? When do we pass or cross the Rubicon with upgrading wallets and the infrastructure of Bitcoin where it's too late? It's too many wallets out there that are old and they won't be upgraded.
Yeah.
And we can have a massive stealing of all these coins from Bitcoin wallets around the world,
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because they're actually keeping it secret on how to do it. So the firm that's doing it, they said they have refrained from sharing more information related to show because it would run the risk of giving the bad actors the ammo to carry out the attack. So they're saying, look, hey, it's in good hands. Your secret's in good hands.
Never.
It's never in good hands.
Right? Never.
Well, we talked about good hands.
We talked about NSO on blockchain basement the other day.
We might have a neighbor here.
Okay.
Can we hear you, Jake?
Jake from State Farm? Can we hear you?
All right. You know what? Maybe I'm probably in the wrong hall. Maybe if I do this.
I don't know. I don't know why I don't hear
this. And do this, and then do this.
Okay. All right.
And then do this. And then maybe do this. It'll work.
Let me see. Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Hey, Jake.
No idea what I literally just reset the PC. It wasn't on me, but yeah, it was
I closed out a call and signed back in with a different number, maybe. So I think that might have been it. But Josh, how are we doing? Let's talk about a little bit of this APEC summit. One take. What do you think of the feces they cleaned off the sidewalk? Are they going to bring the feces back?
I think it'll be back pretty quickly. It's coming off the tail end of that Cardano talk you guys had. So going straight from that to feces kind of seemed like the right transition.
Hey, Alex Becker. Calm down, Alex Becker.
I like that. I like Jake from State Farm.
No, but yeah, I expect it honestly to be back here pretty quickly. But today, guys, we're going to be jumping into a little bit of our geopolitics and international relations. This is very important. So let me pull up the screen right here. And I'm going to kind of break through this because this is a historical meeting, but is very important in terms of the trajectory on where we're going to be spending our money potentially in the Indo-Pacific here. So for you guys that don't know, the APEC meeting is essentially our world leaders. This can be between Biden and Xi Jinping, Chairman Xi Jinping, that you can see on the screen, and is going to be talks over trade. While there's all these conflicts happening in the Middle East, Ukraine, there is a lot of tensions rising specifically out of Taiwan and the Indo-Pacific. And with China, our trade relations have been deteriorating pretty massively over the last few months. And through this, Biden and the United States, guys, are looking to get China to ease up on their relentless military buildup and military harassment of Taiwan and the Philippines. The Chinese People's Liberation Army has stepped up almost to daily incursions now, for you guys that don't know, where they're sending, they're doing military drills.
Which is the largest standing army in the world. The only one beating America as far as service members is the PLC.
Yep, exactly. And so out of these talks, it's going to be military discussions. It was also going to be fentanyl discussions with the fentanyl crisis that, yes, was in San Francisco that they pushed out pretty quickly. But, the biggest takeaway from all this is why they're actually meeting in the first place. And, to be honest, if you were expecting anything huge to come out of this meeting, there was nothing to necessarily be like, okay, this is going to be life-changing. China, the United States, and Biden are just going to shake hands. There's going to be an agreement, and we're going to be great business partners with Xi Jinping once again. And that's because, of course, immediately after the meeting, Biden came out, and even though Xi Jinping in his little press conference said, hey, We have a really good shift here with the United States. We don't want conflict. We don't want war. Biden comes out and says straight up and calls Xi Jinping a dictator in his afterward press conference. So what does this mean? Because obviously, guys, geopolitics are going to flood over into our international relations and our trade decisions and bilateral agreements, which can affect and will affect our markets here in the near term. So essentially what this means is there was no huge counterpart decisions between, okay, are they going to step back? Is China going to start, releasing their military from Taiwan? And I actually have a really cool chart right here. This is what I'm watching. Okay. This is what I was hoping to get confirmation out of the meeting. It was a 4-hour long summit. They only had maybe 15 minutes of reporters in there, and the rest was obviously closed off for private reasons. But Taiwanese stocks, guys, their investors are preferring now a pro-China election outcome. And for the first time in 5 months, as of this week, they're getting a positive inflow into their stocks because of the candidates that decided to kind of back down and join together in the election cycle coming up for Taiwan. Now, what we need to watch with the United States is in this meeting, believe it or not, they were using Joe Biden for the first time in 6 years after meeting with Xi Jinping to test and see how strong Xi Jinping actually is in terms of, is he mentally there? And I know that sounds weird, but that is the direct tactics that we're looking to make here, because for you guys that don't know, Xi Jinping has been out of the loop on a lot of information over these last few years. If you all remember the spy balloons that we were shooting out of the skies in the United States, Xi Jinping didn't even necessarily, and it was confirmed through U.S.-based intelligence that he actually didn't even know that it was there.
I mean, come on.
So
I'm not buying that confirmed report that Xi didn't know about that. I'm going to
just go off
just to push back a little bit. Oh, you're going to listen to our intelligence agencies. Okay, I got you.
I'm going to go off the basis here, because if we go off the controversy and down that line really quick, it can get
Alex Jones.
Pretty all over the board.
Gulf of Tonkin.
But, yeah, I would agree. But the takeaway from that is, and the truth is, we can't audit Chinese real estate firms. We can't audit any of their assets and their foreign, bases at all. We have no idea how bad the real estate market is, their debt crisis is, or any of that. So when you take that into consideration, and the fact that I have one other article right here where Wang Yi just replaced their foreign minister just a few months back, they cycle through many different leaders. You have a lot of billionaires that go missing out there all of the time. Anybody that kind of brings information Xi Jinping doesn't like, he shuts that down. And so the takeaway just from all of this is there's a lot of uncertainty. This is direct FUD. It's fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and understanding, okay, are they going to actually move forward and increase tensions in Taiwan and the Philippines, specifically over the Strait of Taiwan? And that is the focus here from a geopolitical perspective. And I'm going to end it with, there is this quote, not necessarily a quote, where is it right here? The other article, at the bottom here. What this means for stocks, guys, and what we want to pay attention to is going to be the semiconductor companies, which is going to obviously be huge for the crypto markets. If you guys have seen the CHIPS Plan 4 Act, this was the Biden administration they pushed on just a few months back, which was cutting off essentially a cut-through play to remove semiconductor production from China and move it into South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, and specifically the United States. We're now obviously strengthening the semiconductor funding out in the States, but there is this transitional period. So if these tensions continue to rise, and I have a nice little meme here from Janet Yellen, where I was going to actually put an overhead right here and say, when Janet Yellen just met Xi Jinping, that she was asking for money directly. But the United States has accrued a mass amount of debt. We are looking to borrow a ton of money and get loans. And, we're watching these military spendings to start to increase, and that could cause more inflation here moving into the next presidential election, which is bullish for crypto. So that's what took place at the APEC summit. Nothing meaningful. Biden called him a dictator. Tensions are still rising. And only time will tell over the next few months if actually significant changes come out of this event.
All right, one final question for you, Josh. Should Xi have fallen down the steps? Out of respect.
Well, I feel like every time the cameras are on any plane and any chairman or president walking out of it now, they're like, okay, are they going to trip? Because that could be a signal that they're kind of losing their minds here, and that will make headlines. But Xi did not slip. Gavin Newsom has slipped, and Biden has slipped, but Xi did not slip coming down those steps. So,
no, Biden has fallen.
Yeah, Biden tumbled, fallen, somersaulted, cartwheeled.
He's got some
yeah,
hit replacements coming up.
Yeah, he's got some coming.
Yeah, well, he felt
I guess,
Commander
Mike,
softened the fall last time.
my question to you guys then in chat here is, should Biden be the one determining if Xi Jinping, who's now 70 years old, is all there up in the head?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask Deezy. Like, did I hear Josh just say that we're trying to figure out if Xi has his head on? That is insane, bro. That is some real psych.
I would say how he masterfully handled Hu Jintao. I would say he's still got it going on.
That'd where he had him just stand up and remove them?
Just basically like showed the 1.4 billion people, I'm still in control. I've taken on that third presidential term. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, that was gangster.
Yeah, that was pretty gangster. But, all right, Josh, appreciate it. Yet again, always a grand time. When you going to be back, man? You'll be back next week, right?
I'll be back Monday. So today you guys got the geopolitical corner, but next week I'll be back and I'll definitely have my inputs on our bullish $1 trillion Cardano talks. I heard DZ slipping in there.
All right, when you come back, me and you, we're heading to Fulton County. We're going to that room where it's on the other side of the locked door, and we're going to see what's on the other side.
I'm there for it. I'll see you guys soon.
All right, later on.
All right, thanks, Josh.
Were those mail-in ballots unfolded? If true, that seems pretty bad. I'm glad he brought up the Taiwan election. Yeah, there was two candidates. One was going to probably be pretty bad for international relations. One was very anti-China. One was pro-China. The anti-China guy, he was making it increasingly likely China was going to invade. And so the fact that we got a pro-China Taiwanese president might not sound good, but I think in the short term, it's a lot less instability.
Absolutely. I agree with you there. Yep, I agree.
All right, let's see.
And we need those AI chips to keep pumping out. I know we're diversifying. We got the AI with the Chip Act.
Yeah,
but
it's the high-end chips that people aren't really understanding. It's like, well, no, we're increasing our output in America, and they're also doing it in Australia. They'll throw 90% of the high-end chips are coming out of Taiwan. So sure, maybe chips are being made all over the world, but those high-end AI vehicles, weapon systems, spacefaring systems, those are all in Taiwan there. Intel, no, I'm talking about the high end. So check out what they're making in Israel compared to, I don't think it's what's going in like the latest smart car or something, smart home. All right, let's run through some DeFi headlines here. So we just want to give you guys some winners. I'm like, man, my DeFi token's been dead, man. They haven't done anything. Well, we have a few movers. Aave loan volume spikes to a record here on Aave V3. I look at Aave V1, V2, V3 as M1, M2, M3 money supplies. It's like you're trying to hide the data there. All right, so sus. All right, then we have...
whenever you launch a V2 of something, you're trying to, cook the books.
No comment.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
I didn't want to do it, but anyways. All right, Polygon DEX volume, 8-month high after a 900% surge. So some of these L2s and alternate L1s DeFi volume is starting to pick up. This one spiked after some whale activity. It's a whale coin, YFI. So if you're like, man, what the heck's up with YFI? That's that kind of, maybe you remember it from 2021. It was the expensive coin.
Yep.
That was a lot closer to Bitcoin's price back in the day. I think even maybe passed it at one point.
Yeah. It only had a supply of like 2 million tokens or something like that.
Yeah, so real small. So
easy to get there.
YFI also winning. Avalanche up 17%. So why was Avalanche moving so much? It was a JP Morgan embrace. Jamie Dimon hugged the CEO. No, they had a little partnership announced here. It was between Onyx by JP Morgan and Apollo Global. It falls under the umbrella. Project Guardian is utilization of Layer Zero Labs to link this JP Morgan trading thing with the permissioned substrate, or subnet there. So a lot of jargon speak where they're helping them develop some secret blockchains that we can't see what's happening. They're like going to be trading derivatives, something. Render, we already talked about Render at the top of the show. So good job of the Render folks. Now we're going to talk about Solana dexes. If you've been, I've been trading on Solana, but I've been using Radium. For those who are using Jupiter, they're going to do an airdrop that's almost 1 million different wallets have interacted with it, but you had to do $1,000 worth of swap volume there. So if you're a trader and you only did $990, that's got to hurt. That's got to sting. Then we have Pancake also boosting as well. So boosting Cake's bullish narrative after 132% breakout there. So we're seeing some DeFi winners, folks. And then also Sand claiming the top spot in the metaverse sector. I'm doing a gaming video. I go over a couple big cap alts, gaming alts, and It's not sand, it's the other one. Decentraland. So I talk about Decentraland.
I like Decentraland.
I like Decentraland. I like Mana a little bit more than Sand, personally.
Yeah, I do too.
Mana, I'll go ahead and front run the video. I'll give you guys the reason I like Mana. It's totally based off a rumor. So you got to tread carefully, folks. You know, this isn't confirmed, but there's rumors of the Apple Decentraland collaboration there. So Apple has this VR headset coming out. You know, maybe their Horizon style game, which I think is on the Oculus, could be a Decentraland. So that would be very bullish. I would expect massive movements. I'm doing research for that video. 1.4 billion active iPhones. Not like sold total, active monthly plan. There's a 1.4 billion iPhones on the globe right now. So that would be very bullish for Decentraland, I would say, if that's confirmed.
It sure would.
And not only that, off its previous hypes, like it had off the rumor, it went up to 70 cents, 80 cents. Right now it's 45 cents. So it's lower than when the rumor was first announced.
And they're continuing to have major brands place plots of land on their in their ecosystem.
Which is good for retail. I just don't know how it'll play out in the end. I don't know anyone who's going to go to a NFT Louis Vuitton store and be like, oh, my avatar looks like Richard Hart. I don't think anyone cares about that.
I think he wears Gucci. Or maybe he wears Louis too. Maybe he layers it.
Yeah,
maybe
he layers. Yeah, he has like
Louis Gucci. It's a new brand. Four
different brands. So what would you say is the number one metaverse?
Number one metaverse?
Yeah, if you had to choose.
I would say Decentraland, Mana.
Okay. Mana.
What would you say?
You know, it's right up there. If I had a bet on a big winner, like who's going to have the biggest market cap, I'm leaning towards Mana. Right now, the biggest market cap is IMX, but that's not a metaverse. That's more of a gaming platform.
Okay.
So I wouldn't count it in that. But I am biased towards Ape, just off how good their demo looked a year and a half ago. Where they had, I think it was like 2,200 apes.
Yeah, I remember that.
All at once, all talking to each other, voice proximity chat. And it was playable like 18 months ago.
That's true.
And then you compare it to these Minecraft style metaverses, and like that's not even like, oh, Q4 2024. So you're like, so what you're really telling me is 2026. Meanwhile, that metaverse playable demo in Ape World or whatever it was called, that looked pretty good.
Upland. I play Upland a lot, actually. Well, I don't play it. I just go in there and collect my money every other day. Okay. But that is another one that's pretty. I'm waiting on them to kind of go full immersion with it, 3D, still a top down type of platform. So, but Upland's definitely ahead of its time. They've been doing a lot of things.
If I swap $20 of Sol back and forth 50 times with USDC, will I qualify? Some protocols limit that type of behavior. They say, like one trade per day is counted just to stop, because someone could spin up a smart contract and boom, 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 then all of a sudden they have like $1 billion trading volume, sending $25 back and forth. Maybe not $1 billion, but like $1 million, might be doable as you're losing a fraction of a penny. Like hour later, you're down to what, $24.36, and you're still just sending. So I don't know Jupiter's what they have as far as hurdles on that. So sometimes yes, sometimes no. Do some research on that, and we'll figure out. But if you're using Jupiter, you're probably looking at it already. More likely, probably not though. Let's see. I think any other Q&A here. Let's see. What was the poll? How did that end up? Are you going to talk about crying? I'm guessing it's crypto. I don't know what that was.
Oh yeah. Are you going to talk about your crypto with your family over the holidays? Yeah.
I hate telling them. I told them to buy last year. I feel good about that, right? It was like near the Bitcoin bottom. A little bit. I told them not to buy in 2021. Told them to buy in 2022. This year, I don't know. I think it will be much higher when I see them the following holiday. But, are we going to get a 50% pullback? And then they're going to call me up and say, hey, why is that $1,000 only $520?
Yeah. I probably won't. I haven't talked actually in a few years.
All right, how about this? You got to pick one coin. You got that one cousin that just won't leave you alone. Like, yeah, I know. It's about a 50% pullback. Shut up. I don't care. Tell me one coin. What's that one coin? You don't want to go super degen where they got to like have a VPN and like go this thing, like maybe you qualify for an airdrop.
One coin.
But you don't want to do Bitcoin.
I like H-bar, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I like H-bar. That's a long-term hodl for me.
Okay, I think you can buy that on Coinbase too, right? So it'd be normie friendly.
Right.
Okay, H-bar. Chat, what is your one pick. All right. So, you might be telling them to buy a local top of Bitcoin. You might be telling them to buy a local top of Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, whatever. What coin would you tell that wacky cousin with the little, crazy haircut there?
See, the problem with Solana is that it's run up so much. You may.
I would be hesitant. I'd be hesitant.
Yeah, I don't want to put my family in that position to want to borrow money from me.
You tell your family one time to ape into Luna, and all of a sudden you don't have any more holidays. That could happen.
Very true.
Bitcoin, Render, Kaspa. All right, Casper. Solana price prediction, please. Rocketman, yesterday I sold at $65, and my entire plan is to buy in. I'll probably go ahead and deploy half the capital at 55. If it starts going up, maybe I just, YOLO buy at 60. That way I can maybe turn 5.8 or something like that. But yeah, I would be, hesitant. It seems like we might get a pullback. Some people are saying, what was that price target? I think $86 for Solana or something like that before a pullback. I don't think it's teleporting to $200. What about Ape? Ape will have a nice bullish narrative when they give up staking. When the staking finally runs out, that's when I think we'll start seeing a little bit more gains. Because anytime you have any kind of yield, 10% yield may not seem that high, but that's sometimes a lot of selling pressure just from the whales and stuff. But like Boosted, not so much a question. I would like a gifted membership. Well, please and thank you. Solana will continue to bleed ETH and lead the alts this cycle. Web3 me, you saw that Cardano ETH chart. I think Cardano is, maybe got a little bit of a short-term cool down, but I'm feeling good about that in the long-term trend line for like the next 12 months. People do not like your Cardano hating.
Oh, of course.
Blood.
I know.
Do you want to
I'm used to
give out a coin that is usually hated, but you like? Maybe like a Litecoin, or is there anything, maybe turn some people around here?
Litecoin gets a lot of hate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you like Litecoin?
OG, altcoin. It's just a cryptocurrency. It's not Turing complete. They're working on that. It's got Mimblewimble layer on there. You can, obfuscate your transactions.
It's not because you're a Tom Crown simp?
It's just an OG crypto, man. It was my first crypto altcoin. So
Okay.
there's some,
BJ, what was the first coin? Chat, what was the first coin you bought? So the first coin you ever bought, you probably in your mind thinking maybe some Bitcoin, and then you saw the price disparity,
right?
And knew there's 4 to 1.
Yes, that, but also saw that I could mine it easily, still on the GPU at that time with script. The ASICs didn't come to script until maybe about 2015. So
I like Cardano because it's a cult. Okay, let's see. First
Blood
one
likes EOS too. No, I mean EOS, that actual token, man, a disappointment for sure. The community just could not hold it together. We'll see what happens, but the tech, definitely EOS tech is top notch.
Litecoin was supposed to be the silver to Bitcoin. It always, anytime I hear that, it reminds me of the Star Wars meme. As Obi-Wan yells at Anakin, "You're supposed to be the chosen one." It just didn't play out, folks. It didn't play out. If you don't know, there's 84 million Litecoin eventually compared to Bitcoin's 21 million. There are 4 Litecoin for every 1 Bitcoin. Once everything's mined.
Do you see that comment? What?
My girlfriend's husband loves Cardano. He DCAs into it with his monthly allowance. It's not a bad project.
My girlfriend's husband. Boy.
Okay. All right.
Great one.
Sticking with the Cardano meme there. I would say Cardano, but I don't like to share my wife. Wow, you guys are just really running with that meme.
I get it. Okay. All right. I'm slow today. Sorry.
So, look, he just got done traveling, folks. Well, we're fixing to go travel to lunch, I think.
Yep.
Thank you for joining. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Thank you, Crypto Blood, for joining us, coming out to the studio today. I think we should have a link form. If not, you can find the stuff at CryptoBlood.io. There's an underscore at the end, right?
Yeah, on Twitter, on X, it's CryptoBlood _ guy. So that's where I'm most active.
All right, watch out. Watch out for those fake ones.
Yeah.
All right, Adam is the sleeper. See that APY, man? That's why there's no pop. That's what we're trying to tell you, folks. Got people selling it every day. And Nate with the $5 Canadian.
That's like 50 cents.
Have not looked at OVR token. I'll go ahead. I'll throw you a bone here since you know what? Well, look, we'll buy Canadian bacon with it. Okay?
Yeah, we'll get some Canadian bacon, Nate. Thank you for the super chat. Never heard of it. It
is almost rank 1,000. It is up 17% today. That's not unexpected for coins that are that low of a market cap.
Mm-hmm.
My main takeaway would be, well, total supply 88 million, total max supply 90 million. So yeah, we got about 96% out. Seems good. So the tokenomics, first glance, don't seem terrible. Definitely do your own research. The team can dump on you today. So, I haven't done any research on that, but, I like the tokenomics.
Thanks, Nate. We appreciate it.
Now, of course, the tokenomics, they're all released, but they're all like the team's wallet. They're all going to dump on you. I don't know, folks. So, I'm just saying I like when I see a lot of the tokens have been released. But the crypto, Mike Bennett, the crypto. No, it's not. It's the other thing. All right, that's all we got. Thank you, folks, for joining. And we'll see you tomorrow.